Yeah!
Cần đạn ngay bây giờ. Chúng ta bắt
Uh,
tay.
Hello and welcome to this Warno 2v2 DEFCON 2 tournament on Hesse Duel. We've got two teams for you today, as we do every time, because it's 2v2. And the teams are CheekiBreeki and Atla, and their team name is Diamond Sharks. And they're up against Make Arty Not Friends and Caliph Al Cretin, and their team name is Yamin Your Shed. So one of these guys is Yamin, but basically the way Steel Division 2 works is that every single one of those players constantly change their names all the time. So whenever you're against any of them, you don't know who it is, so that they get an advantage over you. That's why they do that. It's really common in Steel Division 2, that's why like Star Trek does it and people like that. They're all Steel Division 2 players, so they all change their names constantly. So one of them's Yamin, I don't know which one is. And so I'm going to call one of them Friends, I guess, because I'm not saying the whole thing. And Caliph is reasonable. So, yeah, first UK in 11 easy versus 82nd and 5th Panzer. I think Red team has the advantage here in terms of picks. First UK, really not as good as 5th Panzer. Very little is as good as 5th Panzer. First UK in 1v1 can work because it's like, ooh, I've got the initiative. But basically, 5th Panzer's got this absolutely broken 8-card Phantom thing, which in 2v2s is pretty crazy. They don't really run out of tanks, or infantry, or AFVs. All their stuff's pretty cost efficient. They also get light tanks, heavier tanks, and the Challenger Mark II especially, is like the same price as a Leopard 2, but just significantly worse. So, yeah, first UK really not as good as 5th Panzer. 11 easy, really not as good as 82nd Airborne. 82nd Airborne gets the Dragons. I mean, 11 easy, still really strong, don't get me wrong. But 82nd is better. So, yeah, we got somebody's asking for help. And, yeah, see what happens. But, yeah, NATO versus NATO, which I think, as the tournament progresses, I think you're going to see more of that. But because of the way the bans work, you ban before, like, when you pick your divisions is when you pick your side. You don't pick your side beforehand. So the enemy doesn't know which side's divisions to ban. So if there are 4 bans going in on NATO and 2 picks, often I've been seeing, because I'm trying to cast every game here, which is possible thanks to channel joiners, but we'll get to that. You tend to see the counter pick tends to be packed, not because packed is better, but simply because 6 NATO divisions are gone, and so you gotta. Whereas all the packed ones are going to be free, so it tends to be something like that. And packed still got a few tricks up its sleeve with 56Y, and 27Y is not bad. It's just not as good as all these NATO divs. So deployment. So your boy CheekiBreeki here thought I wouldn't notice, but I did. He deployed this on this thinking it was a road and that it would go down there fast. This is not a road, this is a railway line. So yeah, this man is now streaming off over there. Yeah, the boys in blue, they're Yamin your shed. No, wait, hang on. Oh, I got this right way around. No, hang on. The boys in blue are diamond sharks. Yeah, sorry, a bit tired. So Atla, he's going over here with lots of Legionnaire Paras, lots of Para Milan 2s. Legionnaire Paras are stronger than like Airborne. It's just not that much stronger, and Airborne Dragon does not have a counterpart on 11E, and Airborne Dragon is very strong. So this man presumably is going to unload, and hopefully my man will turn off automatic cell. Otherwise, his transport's going to drive away, and he's not going to be able to get to these other zones very quickly. Whereas 82nd has the advantage of a forward deployed wheeled CV, which 11 Easy doesn't have. So Make Hearty Not Friends here really should have spotted his teammate a CV for golf to get golf as soon as possible. But I guess he's just greedy and wants him to deal with it himself. So we got some Legionella. I call them Legionella because yeah, there's a pretty horrifying bacteria called Legionella, which kills people in horrifying ways, and playing against 11 easy feels a lot like that. So yeah, they're just going all over the place. I mean, we can't cover every unit as 4 players. Terrier Para's going up here. Interesting. Backed up by a striker. Strikers are good in team games because you blob them up behind your tanks, and First UK needs them because they don't have any ATGMs. This is another place where 5th Panzer just blows First UK out of the water. They also get the Jaguar 1 and the Jaguar 2, which are tracked TOW2 vehicles with 6 armour. Whereas this has a much worse ATGM. The accuracy is lower, that's why it's worse. And only 2 armour, so it will die. Whereas the 6 armour one tends to survive shots from pretty much anything. It is more expensive. Javelins. Thank goodness he's not brought the Javelin LML, which is now a useless unit. And yeah, he's forward deploying his way up there. We'll see how far he gets. Simis, Terry Para's got Carl Gustav, and SS Patrol. And then behind that, he's got Chieftain Javelin. Switch it to their opponent's deployment. 5th Panzer is just going to sit there with its big blob of the Fernsphere up front, who will run into the enemy forward deployment. This guy should really have his auto cell turned off. And then big meaty squads, which First UK doesn't get. This is another place where 5th Panzer beats First UK. They get massive squads, mega squads, whereas First UK's infantry is all really expensive, all of it. So, yeah, whereas this is 30 points, right? I mean, it's only 5 men, but you get my point. This is 60, whereas this is 60 for 8 men. And, of course, this is paratrooper, etc., but this is recon, and yeah. Yeah. So this big blob is just going to sit here, and I reckon this forward deploy stuff, he'll get to that here, but he won't get in the zone. That's my prediction. I haven't watched this ahead of time. I don't know the result. There is a way to spoiler as in the results uploaded into the WarYes review, because this is a tournament. The results are spoiled, and so I cover up the part of the screen that tells me victory. When you load the replays. And so I don't actually know who won, which makes things more interesting. So Airborne's on Veto 2, Avenger Para. Oh yeah, and also 5th Panzer. So 5th Panzer gets better infantry, gets better IFVs, well, sort of. So that the Warrior now is really quite expensive, and I don't think the Mardas went up. They might have done. Well, they might have done. So the IFVs are about the same, because the Mardas have more armor, but the Warriors have more damage. So, oh, well, okay, no. First UK does get better IFVs. So they got better infantry. Logi's about the same. IFVs, First UK wins. And then what? Artillery. 5th Panzer has better artillery, because it gets the Mars. And it also gets the howitzers that First UK gets. And it gets 120mm mortars, which are significantly better than 82mm mortars. Then what's next? Support tab. No, hang on. Support tab doesn't exist anymore. Recon. 5th Panzer gets better recon. The Scimitar beats the Lux, but the Jägeraufklärer are just better than anything First Army gets. And then helicopters. First UK does have better helicopters. It's got the Hellam and it's got the Gazelle rockets, but they're not that much better than the Bopar, which is better than the Hellam in terms of attacking power, but has 4 HP. And then air. 5th Panzer gets a lot of ASFs. First UK gets a lot of bombers though, so swings and roundabouts. But the AA is better for 5th. Anyway, enough about that. So we got a bunch of airborne engineers, which is I can't remember. Well, these guys get the SS patrol, so I guess it's similar. So yeah, airborne engineers, airborne gunners, which you don't usually see. So this is just a squad of 7 men with 3 machine guns, and it's just a pointless squad because where's the regular airborne? So for 20 points more, you get 3 more men and an AT4. So I guess he thinks that this is worth it because of the cost efficiency of the men per unit, but honestly, the airborne, you might as well just spam airborne because these also have lower availability. So you usually don't see them. But these guys fight with this. So basically, 1 machine gun is 2 rifles. So that's 6 plus 4. So these guys fight with the strength of 10 men for 50 points, whereas these guys fight with the strength of 12 men for 70 points, and they've got a better rocket launcher, and they live longer. So I don't know about the gunners, to be honest. Maybe they're good. I don't really think so. And then on the right, we've got an LRS and a TOW2. And once you get up to here, oh, it's very, very difficult for 11 easy. So that's why he's putting his guys there. And he's asking for help. So we'll catch the game. We'll do it from this perspective because I'm already here. Right, so they're off. And I'd like to take the time to thank the generous channel joiners. They get their names on the screen. One subscription at the lowest level is worth 2,000 views. Here comes the Eagle from 8second. And this is the only way to loiter, to just right click on, otherwise it'll just randomly fly out and die. It's very sad, but it is what it is. And basically I wanted to cast all these DEFCON 2 games. They're carrying it, they get exclusive videos, because the views on these casts, it is basically making all my views go down because I've uploaded so many videos. But I don't have to worry about that, because I'm being carried by the channel joiners. So this guy has AT, whereas this guy doesn't. So this transport's going to get out, and this one isn't. So First Blood was an empty transport. So the Scimitar should really clean this up, but it depends who else gets over here. And yeah, this guy... So you really got to get that point lead at the start, and both of these players have forgotten about the third zone. They've both forgotten. So that's pretty funny, actually. Harrier out, and a Mirage 2000. Because, yeah, the Eagle is going to go on the Harrier, it seems. It'll fly over the Rapier, but basically none of this is... Basically, Blue have really bad AA. Just across the board, quite weak AA. So this guy should probably evac as well. That Mirage does get out. Okay, second Mirage here now. And it gets behind him, but this man has 40% ECM. And this thing's only got 4 missiles. And so it misses, and then it just evacs. Flies over some minstrels there. Misses that as well, yeah. And it looks like all the blue stuff's dying, which is exactly what we predicted. FRF goes down, but that's 4 per card. It's the best fighter card in the game. I really do hope they do something about that. That Scimitar's dead. And yeah, this went exactly the way I said it would. Blue got to here. And then they couldn't get in the zone. So the Hellam starts spinning around in circles like a moron, and then the Roan's not going to kill it unless what? Okay, he really needs to run away, but he's not. He's sticking around, so he's dead. Any second now. What? Okay, very exciting. Really needs to get this back. This guy doesn't have AT, so the Lux is just going to walk up to him and bully him. This thing's definitely going to die at some point. Leopard 1A, 1A1 goes down to the Hellam there. So he's bought another one. I really wouldn't be buying so many of those. And right, there you go. 3 minutes in. Make hearty, not friends. The first out of these 2 players. No, hang on. CheekiBreeki just covered for Atla. So there you go, +2 for the boys in blue. And yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for football commentators, to be honest. They've always got something like some sort of rhyme. I always have something to say because I play the game a lot. Like, we can talk about how he really needs to stop buying those Hellams because the enemy adapts to it. So, like, the first one is really useful, but the third one, not so much. So the enemy's going to be buying more AA. Look, there's another Gepard. So the Harrier next Harrier's out. He really needs to try and do something about these AA, though, otherwise it's just not going to work. And that didn't drop its bombs because gaming, and so it's probably going to die here. Well, it depends. It's all about this next hit. There you go. Goes down. Phantom. And yeah, this is 4 per card, and then he buys another Harrier. So I really... this is why First UK not very good, because they're like, I will S-spam, and then they just die. And that guy, for some reason, yeah, the Harriers turn like bricks, and they don't really work properly. But he got a second Phantom out of 4. Any other fighter card in the game would be done by now, or any comparative fighter card. That's rough. You really don't want to be losing guys in transports. But it goes back to the thing we said about the dragons being better than the anything the French have got. French don't have a dragon equivalent. Don't get me started. I can hear you typing. I know the E word that you're about to say. Don't get me started. So yeah, CheekiBreeki here. He's got the standard enemy inf better than my inf problem. And he's bought too many planes and stuff, and so Caliph is just walking in. It's very sad. But it is what it is. Caliph is just walking in. And yeah, he needs some tanks, right? But the Leopard 2A4 is significantly better than the Challenger Mark III, despite the fact that they cost the same. And see, he just one-shots 4 armor vehicles, which makes it very hard to kill, which is why he was buying those hell arms. So this thing does have a pretty substantial anti-healer range, so he's got to send that back now. He's got it on defensive, so it will automatically go back a little bit, but he's not noticed. And yeah, it's difficult because the strikers, right, they can't get the range, but yeah, that's just going to die. So over here, Blue doing quite well for themselves, but over here, Blue really not doing so well for themselves. CheekiBreeki just getting rinsed by the superior division. And yeah, this is the other thing, that the fire rates on these British tanks are very low for their price. And he missed anyway, and he probably wouldn't have killed it anyway because it's only got 18 pence. So Caliph's in here. And so they've spotted this, I guess. And yeah, Atla, he's winning the infantry fight. To an extent, okay. But yeah, LGBT is out. It's going on that Paris Marine, but it didn't drop because the Paris Marine went behind a tree. Or a building in this case, a concrete tree. MW1's going to kill that guy. Really? There should be more minstrels here. He's relying too much on the fighters. They are good, these fighters. I mean, yeah, but look at that. Now they're all dead. Eagle's probably going to kill both of them. Yeah. Okay, gets one. But yeah, imagine if there were more minstrels here. Imagine if there were more minstrels here. And that Mirage did go down. So I was right. And I'm right every time. So, you know, these Harriers really not doing much. I don't even think that one dropped either. So, yeah. Now he's buying tanks. But, yeah, Caliph's having trouble actually getting a CV in there. He has got the recon in here. So he's getting there very, very slowly. And it just comes down to, obviously, the divisions, but Cheeky's purchases here have been quite poor. He just keeps buying these Harriers, they're not really doing anything for him. But there you go. So this is the other problem with this game. They increased all the infantry suppression ages ago. So now basically any rocket launcher in the game routs people on the first shot. So this is supposed to be a weak rocket launcher, but it routes people on the first shot, and then you can't do anything, and then you die. So it's really silly. See? Stunned, low cohesion, first shot. Even if you miss. So it's it makes things a lot harder for the vehicle divisions. So yeah, I think those should come down. You never want to put 2 guys in a house for this reason. That was a huge kill. And these men really need to unload. Looks like they get a little bit lucky there. Really needs to buy some more minstrels. He's doing that now. So the chieftain should win at these close ranges, but yeah, I don't know, the British tanks just don't hit anything. That was 23 AP, so it must have been a near miss because it doesn't make too much sense. Another Harrier, don't know if it's one from before. And look, he's just not dropping his bombs. I don't know what's going on. But it's just not the right play. Like now he's buying the Gazelle rockets, but the fact of the matter is that that if Atla had brought 4 minstrels here, he would have killed 2 eagles, a tornado IDS, a tornado MW1, and you know, by now. And yeah, you see these Jaeger, they're just killing all the vehicles because you can't see them till they're right on top of them, and then they just stun them up. So it's very difficult to do anything about. Roland's coming in now. So why does he keep buying these helicopters, man? He knows there's AA, but he just keeps buying helicopters and planes. It's very sad. So these guys need to unload there, really, so that they can take advantage of their ATGM. But instead he's just going to run up into rocket launch range. And he's going to get hit by some rocket launchers now. Woo! You hate to see it. And this is like the 3rd F4F out of 4. But you can get 2 cards, so you can get 8 if you want. Very silly card. And these guys are out of rounds. And yeah, they just keep getting hit by the... Oh, roll 3 went down there. Not sure I got that. Must have been Sneed. Must have been Sneed. Or this guy... Nah, this guy probably killed it. I don't see any Sneed out. Yeah. Yet to see any tornadoes from Cheeky. But yeah, he really needs to not send his units in so deep, because that's just going to die in the transport now. It doesn't really have to happen. But so far, Caliph hasn't managed to put a CV in. I guess he's scared of it. I mean, all he has to do is smoke it up, drop it in this corner. And he had smoke, because I saw it before. He's got it right there. Over here, blue is losing simply on account of the, like, he's not dealt with this. He just keeps losing people to that. Oh, maybe not, actually. I mean, I do see something down there, but... yeah, 1 mortar is very useful. 2 mortars, less useful. And he's gone for the 81mm mortars instead of the 120s. So that was a kind of duff shot, and that's what I'm talking about. There you go, he's got 4 minstrels. Wow. 3 is usually enough, but 4 can be useful against like eagles and stuff. And you know, Cheeky's got to stop buying these helicopters, man. Why does he keep doing that? And Caliph is being quite careful with his leopard too. He definitely needs a recon with it. So what you do is you buy a look, so you just right click on it, or press F and click on it, and then it will just follow it around. F so it fast moves, because if the leopard ends up on a road, and yeah, you see it just one shots these IFVs. So you got to be very careful with them. You got to put them back here. But basically, First UK really struggles against heavy tanks because the Challenger 2's ridiculously undermodeled in this game. Should have a lot more armor than it does, basically, and the accuracy should be higher. So Abbott's purchased. But yeah, you need 2 Challenger Mark 3s to kill one of these, and they're the same price. So you should buy 2 Challenger Mark 3s. Like this is the only way you can kill this. Get a swing fire in this bush, and he's got one in this bush. Oh, LGBT goes down. This is exactly what I was talking about. So yeah, the minstrels. Like he needs to heal this one up. Although he might have got that if he'd had rounds. And he really needs to deal with this. Really needs to deal with this. I guess I don't know what it's going for there. But yeah, the minstrels, like, he needs to resupply this one. But that worked. That worked. Over here, we got some attempts to... But yeah, there's no recon. Because First UK struggles with recon as well. They don't have cheap recon. Once the SAS patrol die, you're down to some pretty expensive recon. And yeah, Cheeky, you know, he's got to pull this guy back. This guy is in a weird spot, because once this guy gets to here, he can shoot that and then he'll route it in one shot, as we spoke about. So he should be here. So that doesn't happen. Cluster plane bought. So he wants that for this. The issue with the cluster plane is it drops from high altitude, and high altitude bombers in this game aren't very good. So yeah, and this is a really fast tank. So it'll have plenty of time to move out of the way. Then the cluster plane is probably going to die. Although, the Roland is all the way over here, so maybe not. And we've seen so many F4Fs now that I can only assume that he got 2 cards. But yeah, Atla, he's sort of... He needs to pull this guy back before he dies to these people. But yeah, nothing's happening here very fast. Would love to see 11 Easy get some LGBTs out. And it's just such a shame this man isn't repaired, right? Because, you know, you might... Yeah, exactly. Like, you might have killed that. Maybe not, actually, because these didn't actually seem to fire. So, the F4F is just diving that cluster. He's noticed his mistake, but it can't be punished because these guys are all over here. So he evacs, and I think he ate a javelin, but the track rapier with its 55% accuracy does not hit. 3 mirages out on that tornado. Only 1 hit. Sad. Probably should have chased, but he's worried about the eagle. So really interesting air battles going on here. And this sniper's been doing a lot of work. He's just been sat there shooting everybody, and nobody can see him. You got to literally get right to here to see him. Tornado cluster, he really wants that leopard, and to be honest, I don't know what happened to Caliph. Like, he was in the zone, he was doing really well, and it's just Cheeky decided, okay, I'm going to stop buying helicopters and planes now. I'm still buying planes, and I'm just going to start buying ground units, and he managed to get back in there. But yeah, this is interesting, and that tank died, so these guys are making good headway. He's trying to artillery them, and yeah, I guess he'll just put some assault pioneers in here. The MW1 got 2 arm rifles, and there's just been no Tornado ASFs out from Cheeky. They're not cost efficient, but they are good, and they've got 8 missiles, so you can play this game a lot better than the Mirages can, because they're loitering with, you know, these guys have no long range missiles in many cases. Obviously they start with 2. So I think this actually can't shoot wheeled things going to here, because it just can't get there in time before they turn. And I think it's losing line of sight at some point, maybe. So Caliph, he's in the open now, which means this tornado's probably going to go for him. Would love to see Cheeky get some, you know, additional swing fires. But seems he really wants Warrior Appliques instead. That's a good angle. It's another miss. And yeah, this is really bad for Caliph, because once he gets stunned, his speed goes down. And when his speed goes down and he routes, he can't change directions now. So this cluster needs to come in and kill that. But he's not noticed. This is just automatically doing that on an attack move order, and this has been forgotten about. If he had remembered that, he could have killed it, because it's routed. So he can't change direction, which means the high altitude of the bomber, which is its disadvantage, the fact that there's plenty of time to dodge the missiles, is completely negated by the fact that it's going to be going in the same direction. So this will correct for that. So that's a big shame, because he definitely could, like... He's bought Harrier to shoot it. He's got a cluster up. He's just not using it. But hey, wow. I guess 2,000 kilograms of bombs will do it. But yeah, I'm over here. An Apache died to the Mega Minstrel blob. And it's just a shame this one isn't repaired. Also, you could put guys in these buildings. Minstrels in these buildings. So it's looking better for blue now than it was before. Like, this push isn't going to go anywhere. Not sure why this man's left his house. And this man isn't in his house. But yeah, it's going pretty well for blue. It's just a shame about that cluster. But yeah, a nice slow game. Pretty evenly matched game in terms of the player skill, I think. You see both sides making quite a few mistakes. Like the 82nd player, obviously the LGB died, right? But like there needs to be a bit more micro of low infantry units back to get supplies from both of these players, rather than just letting them die. I of course make that mistake all the time, so don't think that I think that I'm superior. I'm just saying. So this thing's crazy, man. Absolutely wild. 165 points, 4 per card, 2 cards, you get 8 of them, 60% accuracy missiles, which both fire at once, 30% ECM. Crazy. Absolutely wild. So that Milan 2 is probably very dead. And imagine if this third Minstrel had its ammo. It's so sad. Definitely, we would have killed this 2 times over. That's like the second time I've seen that. Right, LGBT's out, but it's not got any targeting, so it's just flying over all the enemies. And, man. Oh, that was painful. That was so painful. That was really painful, because that's such a big damage dealer. And he's just lost it. And it's 1 per card. And that's your infantry killer when you're moving through here. You can nail one of them every 60 seconds. But alas, he just blew it over all the stingers and died. And this Roland here. So, you know, Caliph, he switched things up now. He's like, I'm going to attack over here. But I don't understand why he doesn't just drive CV in here. You see, he has the zone, right? Cheeky's definitely on the back foot here. Like, he keeps buying Warrior Appliques and they keep dying. I think he should get some Challenger Mark 3s. I think he should be buying 1 Challenger Mark 3 a minute until he runs out of Challenger Mark 3s. That's another F4, F down. These have been frittered and wasted, honestly. You get 8 of them, but you don't have to waste them. So, yes, this man is... No, he's going back again. I guess he's just really worried about getting LGBT'd or something. Because that would have been a good one for over here, actually. 11 easy Sneed, backed up by that LGBT. You can nail these tanks really easily. But alas, it was wasted. Very sad, very sad. Please leave an F in chat for the RIP in peace LGBT. Very sad, very sad. The Conservatives have won at last. And that was weird. It kind of looked like there was a round going in there. Must have just been a have been something else, I don't know. So these units are now unsupported, so they are dying. Jaguar HE from Alta, so that's going for this. But there's a lot of AA there now, a lot of stingers. And this is a dive bomber, so it's got to get right over the target. Not like that LGBT, which can drop from about, you know, about here, and then get out without getting, you know, there'd be very few things that'd be able to shoot it. But alas, alas, alas. And neither party has bothered to do much bombing of enemy AA. Like, you get these howitzers, so does first, and there's a lot of AA targets here, but that requires a lot of team coordination, because you got to say, hey man, ping, 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 please hit all these stinger positions. Whereas, you know, these guys, they only get 105s, both teams get 105s, their largest caliber. It's actually the same gun, but one's an upgraded version of the other. Lots of blue deaths. Another hell arm. I can die. Woo. But yeah, these 40mm used to be really, really good, and I don't know how good they are now. People tend to go for the MGs instead, because you get more of them, and they do more, and they can also shoot vehicles when they get close enough, whereas these can't. So, you know, Caliph, he's trying to get in there, but all he needs to do is use this mortar, smoke that up, and just walk in. My man CheekiBreeki is like, hey man, watch out. There's a few guys there. Not sure what just happened there. FRF Napalm died, but so did 2 Mirages. And, you know, it's just a damn shame that these Minstrels, like 2 of them are out of ammo now. Would have got so many more planes if they weren't. Here we go. Caliph, he's realised now, okay, maybe I should just walk in. And it's working. And Cheeky just keeps buying the hell arms. Keeps buying the hell arms. Keeps buying the hell arms. Get some tanks. Get some tank. Where is the Challenger Mark III? Like, this should be in here, really. It's not doing anything. This can't see anything. This should be there. He's noticed now. He's noticed he's moving them up, actually. But Caliph has been a bit sloppy with his AA. Like, this Gepard should be here. And he gets forced back. But this is going to eat some Milans now. It really needs to smoke them back. It does. Supplies in danger. MW1 comes out for the rifles. And, you know, Cheeky really, like, where's the tornado, man? So many times this has happened, just getting bombed by stuff and strafed by stuff, and he's got 1 rapier. And he just keeps buying, that's not a good idea. So he's diving the whole enemy AA net to drop a high altitude bomber. This guy's just going to move. So, yeah, that's... I mean, he's got 30% ECM, but it's not a miracle worker. And Caliph does a really bad job of moving there, because this drops in a nice big long line. So all you got to do is drive sideways. He drove backwards and sideways. He still gets out. Whoa. Okay. Over here, nothing's really happening. Here we go. Oh, I can smoke. Incredible technology. I reckon if T-Man smoked more, we'd see it more, but I've been trying to train him up. But you keep saying it's dishonorable. Don't see anything dishonorable about it. The fact of the matter is you can't see any enemy units. Can't see any units in this game. So smoke as your attacker, as the attacker, is really your only recourse if you can't see anything. You might as well make it so your enemy can't see anything, because he's just sat in a building waiting for you. But yeah, this guy like needs to get back. Like, this guy has been sent back, but this guy needs to get back. And then get some more supply up here. Like a lot more supply. 810. Not sure what it's going for. Oh, it's a rocket one. But this is out. This is out. This has still got rounds. But it's just sad because these guys have been sat here for ages. He's just not resupplied them. And that definitely would have died if there were 2 extra minstrels on it. But instead it makes it out. Like, so much that has been sent over there. Another meme situation. I mean, this is 0 bet. But even if it was 3 bet, the same thing would happen. So it's odd. Right, so Caliph, he's twigged it now. Bro, I can just smoke. Who will win? Okay. Oh, wow. Nobody. Nobody will win. That's weird. Oh, it's got pioneers in it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Didn't even notice that. CheekiBreeki's got... What, a tank? Oh. No, this is basically all Atlas units. Sorry, I keep saying Atla. All Atlas units. First challenger purchase of the game. It's the wrong one. And yeah, these Helms are not very good against anti-aircraft. And like all this is wasted. It's not doing anything. He really needs the infantry over here. So he needs to clear this out and do something with all this. He can't just leave it there. Especially when this is happening. Because look how thin he is on the ground here, because he keeps buying all these planes and hell arms. And he's got lots over here, which at the time was helpful. But you know you can move them. People tend not to do that. So A-10 rocket coming in here. Oh, that was the CheekiBreeki unit. Sorry, it was a javelin. And yeah, make arty. He's making progress with his friend. Which apparently he's not made. Clusters back out. Like, there's no Sneed as well, which is really weird. You would think that he would have that. But I think it's probably not going to make it. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with air spam. And there you go! He's like, oh, it drops in a line! So he must have realised that after last time. He's like, oh, I can just go to the side. So he's learned something. Atla is now like, you know what, I'm not going to resupply my minstrels, I'm just going to buy new minstrels. He has the American budget approach to war. Yeah. So now he's got 5 minstrels. But the walls are slowly closing in on him here. He is against 1.5 people, but red is in the ascendant, and blue only has a 153-point lead. Red just has to get a CV in, although... And I feel like they could have done that a long time ago. All they had to do was just smoke up here and just drive it in. You know there's nobody here, or at least you should do. You know there's nobody here, so you're covered up to here. All you gotta do is just smoke it and run in. But alas, it is not to be. And these guys are now just gonna die. They're out of ammo anyway, but this is full. It's... okay. And, yeah. So he's bought some more... I really wish he'd bought some tornadoes. Yeah, would have been very useful. And all those minstrel... These two, no ammo. This flew right over them. I can't say it enough. There you go. And, yeah, Caliph still taking it nice and slow. Here we go, he's got the recon with it now. But the recon should be behind it, because this will die in one hit to that. Whereas this won't die in one hit to that. And if this is in front, all you got to do is click this. Click F, click on this. And follow it around. But yeah, I'm just very perplexed that he just hasn't bought the Challenger Mark 3s at all. It's 30 minutes into the game, he's not done it. But my money's on red. It's just as soon as Caliph just gets in here. But he's just really not in any hurry at all. I guess he thinks time's on his side, and in a way it is. I mean, obviously, he needs 100 points, but he'll get it pretty quickly if he gets in here. So here we go, the smoke. Yes. Yes, finally. Finally. So these Puma pirates keep coming in, and you know, Puma transports and keep getting shot by these things, and these guys, so many planes have flown over these two. It's just so sad. So sad. Can we hit 50 likes? And this air spam just isn't working because there's just so much AA here. Like, look at that. So, yeah. Each one of those tornadoes is a Challenger Mark 3. They're the same price. So it's just really sad to see it. And here we go. This is going to be the end of blue. Caliph, he's going to drive in here. And he's going to get some points on the board. And Cheeky can't push him out because all he bought was junk. That doesn't help him. Over here, Atla, similar problem, but slower. And yeah, once again, these two could have shot that, could have killed that. It's quite rare to see this. Right? Okay, so now they're like, okay, we gotta rush mid or we'll lose. But there's a Humvee towed there, and it's just, I mean, the dragon anyway is just killing everything, so... Yeah. So this, I'm not sure how far this guy's gonna get. So +2 to Caliph, and so I saw him buy 2 of these, but 1 is dead. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it got spotted, and I mean, definitely got, yeah, so it probably got blown up by this blob when it was here. Or at least spotted by them, and then maybe the anti-tank plane got him. And we saw flying around there. Yeah, valiant effort from Blue, but you know, lots of. I don't mean to just sit here and slate people. It just drives me crazy because you know, it's like you can see something but you can't do anything about it. Just upsets me. So, yeah, room for improvement, but there always is. I mean, there's room for improvement in every single one of my games. I'm not perfect, but this was like this could have happened about 20 minutes ago, and this was just a really weird way to play. Just don't buy the heavy tanks, and then lose. You know, he's making progress. I think he'll struggle to get in here. It's just Atla's been doing some weird buys. Like, he really didn't need 6 minstrels. He just needed to resupply the ones he already had. And yeah, like now he's buying Milans, but what are they for? This is infantry. Happy didn't drop again. F4F just coasting past all the AA. Yeah. Okay. So that zone's probably going to be alright, but, you know, Red has now taken this in its entirety because this man just got artied to death. Because Caliph's got units to both corners, he could see exactly where it was. So there you go, the 5th Panzer block. Oh! Damn, both CVs die within like a second of each other, but one was in the zone and one isn't, so that's the way it goes. But yeah, if Cheeky had bought less crap and bought more Challenger Mark 3s, he would have been able to fight this for another 10 minutes probably, which is all he needed. So now, you know, now they're trying something here, but they did it in such a half-hearted way that the enemy has a lot of time to resupply, reinforce, and reinforcing is what he's done, so now it's probably just not going to work out. And there's the surrender. And there's the surrender. So GG. It was an interesting game. It's an interesting game. Please do let me know what you think. Please do let me know what you think. And Caliph was Yamin, who sadly just comes up with my profile, but he's like a pro SD2 player. So, so yeah, I guess, I don't know. I mean, he got lots of kills, but I feel like he could have done that a lot faster than he did. Make Artie not friends. Never heard of him. Atla. 1 rank game. And it was a loss. Plays very well for a man with 1 game. Plays really well for a guy with less than 100 games, actually. So credit to him. And CheekiBreeki, 3 games. All victories. 58 games total. So these guys really punch it above their weight, actually. Because these guys have so many more games than them. So many more. I mean, obviously, can't check Yamin's. But yeah, these two really doing quite well for themselves. So don't feel, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't feel left out. Don't feel like, oh, I can't apply for tournaments. I'm not cool enough. You can, and you can have a good time with your friend. Maybe your game ends up on YouTube, maybe it doesn't. Maybe, maybe it's Maybelline. And please do leave a comment because it makes, you know, just type GG if you can't think of anything. It makes the videos get recommended to more people. And thank you.